What's going on, guys? Been spending a little bit of time out in the shop here recently working on some new designs and some new ideas, and I was able to finish one of those up tonight and wanted to make a quick video and talk to you a little bit about it. Now, this is definitely one of the smaller and lighter knives that I've ever made, and that was kind of my goal when I designed this. I did want something that was very lightweight, very thin, something that was going to be a great slicer and all-around cutter, and something that would be very comfortable to wear around a neck or stick in a pocket, and be light and small enough that you'd kind of forget about it, but at the same time big enough that you could actually use it, and something that would be appropriate for most everyday cutting chores. So I ended up getting some 70 thousandths thick 1095 steel from the New Jersey Steel Baron, and came up with a couple of pretty simple designs. And this is one of those finished products. And unfortunately don't have a scale to weigh this, but it is extremely lightweight, actually surprisingly so. But at the same time, you can still get a pretty good grip and get a pretty good amount of pressure behind that. Now it is very thin, so it does have a little bit more delicate of a tip than the knives I normally make. And you can actually see a little bit of flex there. But it should be plenty strong enough and appropriate or adequate enough for most daily cutting tasks. And one of the advantages of being this thin and delicate is it does make an excellent slicer for things like food prep, cutting cardboard, cutting rope, and general cutting. So you're definitely not going to be going out and chopping a tree down with this, or prying open a car door or anything like that. But that really wasn't my goal when I made this knife. So what I've sacrificed a little bit in strength and stoutness, I think I've more than made up with in the lightness, the portability, and the cutability of this knife. So once again, the blade steel is 1095 high carbon spring steel, and I actually tempered this a little bit harder than I normally do when I make knives out of 1095. And tempered this is about 325, maybe 350 at the most. And what I wanted to do was get a little bit more edge retention, a little bit tougher of an edge. Since this is a smaller knife and it is really going to be used typically for smaller chores like food prep and cutting softer materials, I did want something that would last a little longer in between sharpening. So this is a little bit harder, although not much, than what I normally temper my knives at. Handle material is black G10. Got about an 1/8 inch round over all around. The hardware is brass. I did paint these pins and epoxied them in place. And I included a 1/4 inch lanyard tube as well, which I think is useful if carrying in a pocket. You can wrap a little lanyard that kind of hangs out of your pocket, or even if it's under a shirt, gives you a little bit more for your little finger to grab around. Although you can just about get a full-handed grip on this, especially if using like this. And overall it's very thin, very low profile, which was another goal. I used 1/8 inch thick scale stock. So overall it's about 5/16 of an inch thick at its thickest point. Overall length just under 6 inches, about 5 7/8 of an inch or so. And at its widest point, it's probably about 7/8 of an inch wide. So very small, very portable, but a very effective slicer, and something that you can kind of bear down on if needed. So definitely going to be making a few more of these. I've got some other designs I've kind of been working on in the sub 6-inch knife category. These are about 6 inches exactly, I believe. So I got a few of these. Here's another one, kind of a cross between this one and this one. Kind of got a little wider of a swell at the back of the handle. So definitely look forward to these. This one I will be offering for sale at the Usual Suspect Network forums there in the Cove. Probably be about $100 for this one. So if anybody's interested, that's where I'll be posting it, or shoot me an email, and I can make you one as well. So definitely a nice little utility blade, very lightweight, very comfortable for net carry or any other way you might want it. So that's that, guys. Thanks for watching.